I'm starting to see more and more of these. I swear I am. I mean, I've been following TV licence news for a long time. I have Google alerts and everything for the words TV licence BBC for years. I'm starting to see more and more of these articles in local papers, and they are naming and shaming people in the local community in the paper, and they never put correct information in there, apart from one who seems like he's made a bit of an effort. Look at these. I mean, I'm not going to name and shame the people. I'm not going to put links below to them or anything like that, and I'll edit out the names. But look at this one. 2 Pembrokeshire residents have been fined for using TVs without a licence. It's just that headline. When you see that in your local paper, and the local papers put it on Facebook and everything as well. So people in the local community have seen that on Facebook and shared it around and stuff like that. And that headline says, using TVs without a licence. It just enforces the narrative. And it's wrong. You can use a television without a licence, as I'm sure you know by now, but we'll talk about it in a minute. So there's a gentleman, they've got the guy's name, his full name, his age, and pretty much his full address. In the first line there, it says, admitted to using a TV without a TV licence at Merthyr Tydfil Magistrates Court on May the 3rd. He was ordered to pay a £40 fine, £16 surcharge and £120 in costs. And then another gentleman with his age and his pretty much full address was found guilty of using a TV without a TV licence by Merthyr Tydfil Magistrates Court on May the 3rd. He was found to have used a television receiver at his address. In December, he was ordered to pay a £60 fine, £24 surcharge and £120 costs. So that's journalism. I've said this before. That's journalism. You're just copy and pasting stuff from the court records, adding nothing to it whatsoever. And yes, I know, they're in their rights to print it. It's public court records. But this is for the local paper. These people live there. Is it okay to print their full name, their age, and their address with a nonsense charge? And the worst part is they haven't added anything to it. It's not against the law to use a television without having a TV licence. As long as you don't watch or record anything that's been broadcast or use BBC iPlayer, no bad things can happen to you. It's not a crime. You need to add something to it, and they did on this other one. But just quickly, I want to say, if you're new to all of this, how they got caught. It wasn't a detective van that caught them. It certainly wasn't one of the letters that caught them. These people, now, they've admitted it, so they may very well have been watching broadcast TV without a licence. It's also possible that they don't know the rules of not having a television licence. So it's possible they weren't watching or recording anything that's been broadcast using BBC iPlayer, but they still got this trouble for it because they don't know the ins and outs. How they got caught was a TV licence enforcement officer knocking on the door and speaking to them. There is no other way. Now, if they were doing something they shouldn't be doing, I never condone that. They should have bought a licence. If they're watching recording anything being broadcast using iPlayer, they should have bought a telly licence, right? But the only way the court system would know this fine would have happened, anyone would know about it, is if they admitted it to one of the goons when they knock on the door, the TV licence enforcement officers, the TV licence door-to-door salespeople. So I don't condone doing anything you shouldn't be doing, but I don't do anything I shouldn't do. Right? But if one knocks on my door, I'll be like, hello, who are you? I am from TV licensing. I'll just close the door. And if these gentlemen closed the door, they wouldn't have gone to court. All right, they very possibly were doing something they shouldn't have been doing. But there's no other way for anybody to know about that unless you grass yourself up or let one of the goons into your house to inspect your equipment. So, yeah, I don't condone doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. But even if you're playing a straight game, do not talk to them when they knock on your door. No good will come from it. Now, I said I had another one where a journalist has added a little bit more to it. So that was from the Western Telegraph, and it was written by Elizabeth Burt. It was copy and pasted by Elizabeth Burt, the true journalist there. This one is in the Northern Echo, and it says, North East man fined after being caught using TV without a licence. That similar headline, still rubbish, as by Connor Larman, another quality journalist. It's pretty much the same thing, so I won't read the whole thing. The only point I wanted to make is at the bottom, it says like, overall he was made to pay £194 for the crime. But he's made the effort to add a little something to the story. So it says here, homeowners or tenants of properties are required to pay for a licence if you watch and record programmes through a TV, computer or other device. It's actually added some useful information to it. By purchasing a license, it covers anyone in the residence that watches or records live TV through any device. Currently, the cost of a colour TV license, blah, blah, blah. I still don't agree with what they've done. I mean, it's put the name of this gentleman, their age again, and pretty much their entire address in the local paper to name and shame them in their local community, which I will never agree with. I will never agree with that. Not for a TV licence offence anyway. For some offences, yes, you should be naming and shaming people in the local community, of course. But at least this guy's taken a bit of effort. I mean, it's not everything you need to know there. I'd rather have seen that say at the bottom. If you don't watch or record anything that's being broadcast and you don't access iPlayer, you don't require a television licence by law. Just bang, done. Nice, bold, easy. But he's taken a bit, at least he's added something. So credit where credit's due, right? But like I said, I am starting to see more and more of these. I swear a couple of years ago, this was a rare occurrence, seeing these. I don't know if the BBC PR agencies are working closer because they employ, is it six massive multi-million-pound contracted PR agencies the BBC employ. And they do reach out to local papers and stuff. So whether they're reaching out to try and get more of these stories out there to enforce the narrative that you can't even own a telly without having a television license, I don't know. But what I do know is I'm seeing more of these stories, and I don't like it. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully I'll see you in another video again, won't I? Ta-da!